when my boyfriend Ryan Anderson brought his dear sister Evelyn Clark to my house. I knew the main event was about to begin. The moment my fashion design sketches won an award, Evelyn would say, "I'm so jealous. Your family can afford to fund your art studies. Unlike me slaving through regular high school. When I attended fashion shows, she'd sigh, must be nice having money to play around. I'm stuck working overtime without vacation days." At our engagement party, she sniffled, "You're so lucky, Sophie. Ryan's such a perfect man who loves you. Unlike me, just an unwanted orphan since childhood." Ryan always believed Evelyn had suffered enough. He'd make me buy her jewelry, designer bags, and hand-stitched traditional gowns. Later, when I died in that car crash, I heard Evelyn complain, "What a shame she didn't finish my beautiful dress." Now reborn, I watched Evelyn cower behind Ryan like a delicate flower. This time, they wouldn't know what hit them. Ryan showed up unannounced at my traditional clothing studio with Evelyn in tow. Seeing her peek from behind him, I smirked. Right on schedule. "Sophie, this is my sister." Ryan pulled her forward protectively. "She just returned from abroad. Make her 2 outfits." His tone brooked no argument. After art school, I'd turned my passion into this studio specializing in premium Suzhou embroidery. My personal collection showcased intricate craftsmanship. Measuring Evelyn, I asked pointedly, "Which dynasty style? Hand-stitched embroidery or machine-made?" Evelyn ogled the display samples hungrily before plucking her sleeve. I don't know these fancy things like you do." Her lip trembled. "Not everyone can afford hobbies." Ryan immediately comforted her, then turned to me. "Evelyn deserves your best pieces. Like that set you wore last month?" He eyed our similar builds. "Let her choose from your wardrobe upstairs. Those new designs too." My smile tightened. The audacity. Evelyn clutched my arm. "You wouldn't say no to poor little me, right, sister?" Of course not. I led them through my 3-story villa studio below, living quarters above. The 3rd-floor dressing room glittered with silk robes and hairpins. Ryan threw open my closets like he owned them. "Take whatever you want." Evelyn traced gold-threaded sleeves with covetous fingers. "Must be nice having money for useless clothes." She shot Ryan a saccharine look. "Better earn enough after marriage, brother." I read about wives bankrupting husbands with shopping addictions. Ryan's jaw tightened. "Hobbies are for single life. Responsibilities come after wedding." Evelyn rushed to me, eyes wide. "You're not mad, right, Sophie?" I didn't mean. Oh, I wasn't mad. I was thrilled watching them walk into my trap. Interpreting my silence as compliance, Ryan piled 6 embroidered robes into Evelyn's arms. She preened before mirrors, each ensemble more extravagant than the last. Let her play dress up with borrowed plumes. Soon enough, the bill would come due. Then, he started picking out jewelry again. Evelyn placed my gold filigree enameled phoenix crown on her head, smiling at Ryan. "Do I look like a princess?" Ryan grinned adoringly and nodded. "Evelyn, you are the princess." Turning to me, he said, "Sophie, wrap these up for Evelyn?" I pulled out my phone's calculator. "Miss Evelyn, that'll be $389,000. Since you're Ryan's friend, I'll waive the odd amount." As I efficiently folded garments into tissue paper, I asked, "Who's covering this?" Ryan froze. "Sophie, Evelyn's family. Why mention money? Even brothers keep separate accounts." I replied sweetly. "Especially when it's your precious sister, not mine." He waved his arm dramatically. "Sophie, my sister is yours too. Apologize to Evelyn." Evelyn sniffled like a scolded child, rubbing her eyes. "Don't fight because of me, Sophie. I can't afford these things after all." My eyebrow arched. Then why waste my time trying them on? Did I invite you? Enough. Ryan's face reddened. Just because you're privileged doesn't mean. His phone dinged as he transferred $3,800. I accepted the payment with a cold smile. This covers your custom shirt, Ryan. The $389,000 stays. For years since opening my Hanfu atelier, Ryan had demanded freebies. Sophie, this silk would make great shirts. Tailor me a suit. Bridging traditional embroidery with Western tailoring strained my skills. But love struck me complied. Stitching his my wife's genius. Praises into every thread. He'd even weaponized filial piety, store-bought clothes insult my mother. Handmade shows devotion. Thus I became the Anderson family's unpaid seamstress. Funding fabrics while enduring their critiques. My rebirth came inconveniently late, wedding plans already set. Dowry negotiated. No matter. Awakened minds break chains. I tugged Ryan's sleeve. This shirt's fabric alone cost $2,600. $3,800 is a bargain. My smile sharpened. And Evelyn's order? Friends and family pricing. No markup. Pay up or leave. Evelyn trembled, clutching my blouse. You have so many pretty dresses. Share with your future sister. After Mama and Papa died, Aunt Maggie barely kept me fed. A delicate tear slid down her cheek. Ryan wrapped an arm around her. Sophie, we're family. Family pays full price. I said, watching his smirk dissolve. This isn't a charity, my studio needs to eat. The phoenix crown glinted in my display case. Its unbroken wings catching the light. Sophie, Evelyn has never had parents to love her. As her sister-in-law, you should know how to care for her. Ryan glared at me, veins bulging on his forehead. I shook my head with a bitter laugh. Ryan, there are countless parentless kids in orphanages. Do you plan to adopt them all? You're heartless. Ryan slammed his fist on my boutique counter, sending fabric swatches fluttering. Evelyn's different. She's my sister. Then pay for the $40,000 traditional gown set she wants. I said, reorganizing the jade hairpins she tried to pocket earlier. My studio creates historical costumes. Not runs a charity. Evelyn sniffled dramatically in the corner, her designer jeans clashing with the antique silk drapes. Please don't fight because of me. Her crocodile tears evaporated when our eyes met, revealing the same venomous glare from my past life, the look she'd worn while watching her lackey reverse over my corpse. Ryan shoved his platinum card across the counter. Keep the change. We're done here. Actually, I swiped the card through the reader. We were done the moment you prioritized playing first love protector over our relationship. The payment confirmation beeped like a liberation bell. Evelyn's porcelain complexion flushed burgundy. Brother. Maybe Sophie's right, she clutched his arm with French manicured claws. We should leave before she embarrasses herself further. Wait. I blocked their exit, holding up the security footage of Evelyn shoplifting. Your little Cinderella act might fool Ryan, but the NYPD appreciates clear evidence. Ryan's jaw tightened. You wouldn't. Try me. I smiled, savoring the panic flashing in Evelyn's eyes. Though I'd settle for you both leaving before I call the co-op board about trespassing. As the Anderson siblings stormed out, I changed the keypad codes and phoned my lawyer. The real battle would come when Ryan's socialite mother Maggie arrived. But this time, I'd armed myself with more than just sewing needles and shattered dreams. In my previous life, how did I never realize he was such a mama's boy? Ugh. Love really makes you deaf, blind, and stupid. Maggie marched into my design studio with that obnoxious elder air, plopping down on my couch without invitation. Sophie, she snapped. I heard you fought with Ryan and Evelyn? I rolled my eyes, not even bothering to respond. We don't tolerate such rudeness where I come from. The old hag continued as if oblivious to my disdain. You're not even married into our family yet. Acting this entitled? Where's my tea? Where's the basic courtesy? Evelyn's your future sister-in-law. She liked a few of your dresses, just give them to her. Stop being so petty. What are you waiting for? Go fetch those outfits for your sister. Beside her, Evelyn sniffled theatrically, tugging Maggie's sleeve. Aunt Maggie, don't scold Sophie. She's just attached to her new clothes. This is all my fault. Her crocodile tears practically dripped onto my Persian rug. Mrs. Anderson. I sneered. What makes you think your niece deserves my designer wardrobe? The old bat shot up like a jack-in-the-box, finger jabbing at my face. How dare you disrespect me? This is mutiny. A daughter-in-law cursing her mother-in-law. Her wrinkled hand twitched like she might actually strike me, a move she'd gotten away with in my past life. Back then, I'd endured every humiliation. Ryan constantly guilt-tripped me about Evelyn's fragile state. I'd surrendered clothes, jewelry, dignity, each concession opening floodgates to greater demands. First my wardrobe, then my traditional fashion boutique. They installed Evelyn as Modeland creative director, where she harassed staff, collected paychecks, and sabotaged collections. Any protest earned accusations, off-putty jealousy from Ryan, followed by Maggie's screeching lectures. Meanwhile, Evelyn privately taunted me, once you marry Ryan, everything you own becomes his, which means it's mine. Their final act? Leaving me destitute and dead, while Ryan milked sympathy as the grieving widower. Monetizing my tragedy for clout. Not this time. Get this straight, Maggie. I smirked, savoring how her face purpled at the nickname. I dumped your precious boy toy today. Your daughter-in-law? Please. If you lack mirrors, piss on the floor and check your reflection. Does that failure really deserve me? Ryan leaped up, sputtering, Sophie, you can't talk to me like that. Oh, I just did. Why are you still here? I tilted my head mockingly. Never seen such shameless leeches. Maggie gaped like a suffocating fish. In her deluded mind, Ryan was God's gift to women. Royalty would be lucky to wed him. She'd only tolerated me for my family's brownstone and trust fund, all while believing her son was settling. Last life. I mistook Ryan's calculated courtship for love. Turned out he'd researched my assets early, planning to bleed my family dry. The ultimate parasite. Now Maggie's finger trembled toward me, words failing as rage choked her. Sweet vengeance. Then, she leaned back in her chair, trembling as she shouted, Ryan, is this the wonderful bride you've chosen? Sobbing erupted from her. My life's been nothing but hardship raising you two. Who'd have thought you'd grow so headstrong, marrying some girl and forgetting your own mother? This hussy hasn't even crossed our threshold yet and she's already insulting me. How am I supposed to live with this? Across the room, Evelyn immediately began sniffling, massaging Maggie's shoulders while playing peacemaker. Sophie, she implored with teary eyes. Don't be upset with Aunt Maggie. Ryan only wanted to buy me some new clothes. I'm sorry. The girl bowed repeatedly. Please apologize to her. Look how angry you've made her. Why should I apologize to your aunt? I sneered. And who do you think you are? Giving me orders? Evelyn froze, fat tears cascading down her cheeks as Maggie wailed. Ryan! If you marry this shrew, I'll dash my brains out right here. Ryan grabbed my arm roughly. Sophie! Apologize to my mother now. I wrenched free and slapped him hard across the face. You pathetic worm. Didn't I make myself clear this afternoon? You bring your mommy and cousin to harass me, then demand apologies? The shock on Ryan's face was almost comical. He never expected sweet Sophie to strike him. Let me reiterate, get out of my house. Last week your precious mother claimed your backwater family doesn't do dowries while demanding my parents buy us property? The audacity. Ryan, don't make me look down on you. You're beneath me. I called security to escort them out as Maggie screeched about police reports and lunged at me. My first act upon rebirth had been discussing engagement cancellation with Mom. She lit up like Christmas lights. I never liked that boy, she admitted. Pretty face but empty ambitions. Still, I thought if you loved him. We agreed to let Ryan break it off to avoid his persistence. I anticipated messy arguments. Not nuclear warfare. 2 days later, cyberbullying erupted. Evelyn launched a tearful live stream about my abuse. Viral clips showed Sophie of Blossom Hanfu Studio, me, shrieking insults at my future in-laws. The Hanfu community exploded. My social media notifications hit 99+ within minutes. Hate messages flooded in. How can someone who designs such beautiful Hanfu be so vile? Weren't they planning a traditional wedding? That bridal collection preview, disgusting. Never buying from Blossom Studio again. Evelyn's manipulative essay framed me as a bridezilla extorting $200,000 while tormenting her sweet old aunt. My reputation in the tight-knit Hanfu world crumbled overnight. The comments online were mostly rational. The irrational ones were just crude insults with explicit language. My assistant panicked, saying our online store's cancellation rate had skyrocketed recently. I smiled, thank God I'd been reborn wiser this time. I'd prepared for this long ago. Ryan and Evelyn probably never imagined I'd installed security cameras in the walk-in closet. All I did was post their video footage online, the two of them rummaging through my designer clothes and jewelry, trying to take everything without paying a dime. Then I wrote a tell-all thread exposing the truth. When getting married, the groom's family demanded my parents pay cash for a 2,000 square feet penthouse downtown as our marital home. They insisted on putting every name from their family registry on the deed. Was I unreasonable to ask for $200,000 bride price in return? The real issue? They wouldn't even fake a $20,000 dowry for appearances. During the engagement negotiations, my mother's face darkened. In my past naivety, I'd believed my money was Ryan's money. I thought pampering his mother and spoiling his sister was natural. Buying a luxury apartment as wedding gift? No big deal. His family's refusal to pay dowry? Just symbolic anyway. How wrong I'd been. The video went viral and public opinion flipped instantly. OMG, they just grabbed $50,000 worth of designer goods without paying? How dare they raid someone's private closet? The audacity! And Evelyn had the nerve to play victim online? Honestly, if Sophie opens her closet sale, I'll pay full price. Got self-respect here. That crimson case-eye horseface skirt is to die for. Wake up, people! That's $10,000 per yard of handwoven silk. The replica kung fu embroidered skirt though. Sophie, please release the pattern. Yeah, stop hoarding beauty. See what happens when scammers target you? Forget marriage, Sophie. Focus on your brand. We stan. Evelyn became the laughingstock. My mother didn't even bother confronting them personally. Just had our lawyer send the Anderson family termination papers citing irreconcilable differences, the polite legal version of your family's trash. When we officially called off the engagement, Ryan was stunned. This shouldn't be happening. He'd spent 3 years love-bombing me into submission. We were practically at the altar, with me completely devoted. My past self truly believed love meant unconditional sacrifice. In my previous life, I'd perfected that toxic ideal. Ryan assumed this was just another tantrum. He blew up my phone until I blocked him after the 15th call. But he still showed up at my design studio next morning. What's your problem, Sophie? He demanded, face flushed. I smiled sweetly. You said the Anderson family would never marry someone as petty and intolerant as me. So, congrats? You're free. Talk to my lawyer, I am busy drafting new collections. I waved at my sketchpad where fans flooded comments demanding new Hanfu designs. His anger faltered. Seeing my smile, that familiar arrogance resurfaced. He softened his tone, come on babe. Enough games. Let's move past this. I understand that many items in the historical costuming community are niche treasures. Some even one-of-a-kind pieces. If you're reluctant to give it to Evelyn, Just say so directly. The engagement party is all set. Don't make a scene. As he spoke, Ryan moved to embrace me, attempting to nuzzle against me affectionately. I shoved him away forcefully, maintaining stern composure. Ryan, keep your hands to yourself when speaking to me. One more inappropriate move and I'll file a sexual harassment report. He froze, taken aback by my icy resolve. His expression darkened as he demanded, Sophie, what's this ridiculous act about? I've already apologized. What more do you want? I'm warning you. Warning me about what? I scoffed. Stop this nonsense. Go buy proper gifts this afternoon and apologize to Maggie, Ryan commanded. Also, I've decided you shouldn't hire models for your new collection. Let Evelyn handle the photo shoots, pay her the modeling fees. Since she needs employment and shouldn't be roaming about as a single woman, she'll work at your studio. Family should support each other. His audacious presumption nearly made me laugh aloud. Hadn't he received the legal notice? My family had formally initiated dissolution proceedings through attorneys. Did he truly think this was some petty lover's quarrel? The absurdity continued, his so-called apology reeked of condescension. And now he wanted to plant Evelyn in my business? Since when did modern women require chaperones for employment? Was his precious sister the only delicate flower in existence? Ryan, I said slowly. Did you fail reading comprehension? The engagement is legally terminated. I don't have time for your theatrics, you're not worth the energy. Leave. Now. I signaled my newly hired security guard to escort him out. He departed in stunned silence, likely bewildered that his easily manipulated fiancée had grown a spine. Over the following days, I compiled 3 years' worth of financial records, digital payments being a modern blessing. The figures shocked even me, over $100,000 spent tailoring his wardrobe with custom suits, accessories, and luxury items. His contributions? Stuffed animals, holiday bouquets, and discount bakery cakes. Our fancy dinners? Always my treat. My accountant organized the records while my attorney drafted demands, returned all gifts exchanged, split every restaurant bill. When legal papers arrived, Ryan's bravado crumbled. His sudden barrage of calls and messages met instant blocks. Studio visits earned him either indefinite waiting room purgatory or locked doors. After a week of this dance, my lawyer inquired, shall we proceed with litigation? The real revelation? This entire manipulative routine, the gaslighting, the control tactics, fit perfectly into what modern psychology terms emotional abuse through coercive control. I nodded and told him to inform Ryan that if he didn't return the items he'd extorted from me under various pretexts during our 3-year relationship, I'd file a lawsuit. By late July, a typhoon had swept through, leaving torrential rain pouring relentlessly. Water pooled across the pavement. Evelyn showed up at my place, kneeling at the entrance while recording a video, sobbing uncontrollably. Sophie, I was wrong. Please forgive my brother this once, she pleaded through tears, theatrically clutching her chest. I'm just a pitiful orphan who's never owned nice things. When I saw your walk-in closet full of designer clothes, I couldn't resist. Ryan only took those dresses for me because he felt sorry I grew up parentless. Please don't break up with him over this. He can't live without you. He says life isn't worth living if you don't forgive him. I'll do anything, I'll even die if that's what you want. The moment her post went viral, the internet exploded. Outraged netizens flooded my social media. Petty much? Trying to control her future in-laws before the wedding? Disgusting, making a girl kneel in the rain over clothes. That guy should run. Evelyn's follow-up emotional post arrived like clockwork, accusing me of abusing Ryan and insulting his mother Maggie, while martyring herself as the sacrificial lamb. Since this happened outside my studio, internet sleuths quickly doxed my business address. Though loyal followers from the Hanfu community defended me, their voices drowned in the hate tsunami. I waited until the storm peaked before responding. The breakup isn't about clothes, we're fundamentally incompatible. I attached a video link detailing Ryan's demand for me to fully fund our marital home. Then came the bombshell photos with captions, the real reasons too humiliating to say outright. Recognize the girl begging me not to dump her brother? Here she is making out with her cousin in his car. Channeling Evelyn's dramatics. I added, wouldn't anyone dump a guy whose sister is, extra close with their cousin? The first scandal had been niche Hanfu drama. Now, Evelyn's rain-soaked performance combined with incestuous revelations broke the internet. Armchair critics who'd trashed the entire Hanfu community hours prior now gasped, sweet baby Jesus. Actual blood-related cousins? I need brain bleach. After all that, he still has the nerve to beg the woman not to call off the engagement? Who could tolerate this? Anyone would break off the engagement. Not only is the man's family acting shameless, but it's downright filthy. The court of public opinion remained unanimous. Ryan and Evelyn's daily lives became collateral damage. When Ryan went to work, colleagues whispered behind his back while some openly mocked him about the broken engagement. One coworker confronted him directly, the difference between humans and beasts is that people understand basic decency. You don't even have that, how could you do such vile things to your own cousin? The company leadership cited moral misconduct and pressured him to resign quietly. That evening, Ryan showed up at my doorstep with the entire Anderson family. Sophie, do you realize what you've done? Ryan barked, veins bulging in his neck. Slander is illegal. Slander? I scoffed. Should I release the hotel receipts from your escapades with Evelyn? I coldly explained. Originally, I just wanted to cancel our engagement. But Evelyn kept escalating things, cyberbullying me, damaging Blossom Studios' reputation. You left me no choice but to expose the truth. Return every cent and asset you've ever taken from me, whether through legal loopholes or outright theft. Cancel the engagement cleanly, or I'll release more damning evidence. Ryan's face drained of color. Maggie looked ready to faint. Evelyn tried countering weakly. There's nothing wrong with siblings being close. You're twisting normal family affection into something perverted. I laughed bitterly. Funny how this sibling bond only gets mentioned after I exposed your hotel rendezvous. Let me ask this differently, what exactly made you flee the country 5 years ago? Evelyn turned ghostly pale, trembling fingers clutching at Maggie's sleeve. Faced with irrefutable proof, the Andersons finally agreed to my terms on condition I delete the compromising photos. 3 days later, my lawyer reported Ryan had returned partial assets but needed more time for the cash. After weeks of legal pressure, the final transfer came through. The moment the notification popped up, I blocked Ryan on every platform. True to my word, I posted a simple statement, relationship ended. Single again. The incriminating photos vanished from cyberspace. My private investigator, the same one I'd hired to tail Evelyn since her return, coinciding with my rebirth, texted weeks later, frowny face, check the news. Evelyn's threatening to jump off a building. The aftermath unfolded like a Greek tragedy. Ryan got blacklisted from every corporation. Strangers pointed at him in streets, muttering disgrace to humanity. Instead of self-reflection, he blamed Evelyn. Their screaming matches became neighborhood spectacles. Maggie's regret tasted bitter. She'd been counting on merging our families through marriage, only to watch Evelyn destroy everything. Unable to criticize her precious son, she turned fury on the adopted niece she'd raised since Evelyn's parents died in that long-ago car crash. The investigator's final message glowed on my screen, frowny face, karma's a meticulous bookkeeper. Isn't she? I closed the news app, watching cherry blossoms drift past my office window. Some storms cleanse, others reveal what should have stayed buried. This tempest had done both. After taking in Evelyn, Maggie seized control of her son's inheritance. Now, witnessing Ryan's scandal with Evelyn, Maggie wanted to evict Evelyn. Evelyn refused, demanding Maggie return her parents' accident compensation and death benefits. The Anderson family descended into chaos. Evelyn later climbed to the rooftop, threatening to jump unless Maggie returned her parents' assets. Police were called. Officers brought Maggie and Ryan to negotiate, but resentment simmered beneath their placating words. When Evelyn demanded money and property, Maggie exploded in fury, screaming insults. Whether from provocation or accident, Evelyn fell 35 floors to her death. Maggie faced criminal charges for abetting suicide. The tragedy trended nationally. With paparazzi leaking explosive details, Evelyn had been dating Ryan since age 17 under Maggie's supervision, even obtaining an abortion at a back alley clinic. To avoid scandal, Maggie shipped her abroad until Ryan's engagement prompted Evelyn's return. Though I possessed these documents, I withheld them to avoid illegal cyberbullying. The investigating officer, a justice-driven policewoman, discovered possible statutory rape evidence and interrogated Ryan. She twice questioned me about my background check on Evelyn. I countered, shouldn't everyone verify their fiancé's past? Though no charges stuck, Ryan's reputation crumbled. Jobless, haunted by Evelyn's death and his mother's imprisonment, he drunkenly drove into a river during a storm. Rescuers found his decomposed body a week later. Only then did I breathe freely. This monster could never hurt me again.